Hello and good afternoon, and thank you very much, everyone, for joining the call. For those who are joining from the United States, from Europe, and around the world, so thank you very much for joining us today. Today, we're going to be talking about how to begin a career in data science. I'm going to talk to you a lot about Pairview Data Science Job Offer Guarantee and quite a lot of exciting things that we're going to try and explore today. Thank you very much for joining. There's never been a better time in the ecosystem of big data and data analytics. My name is Frank Abu. I am the Director of Analytics here in Pairview. My colleague Peter Milmer will also be talking about the less technical aspect of data science today, and we'll take it from there. I come from nearly 20 years of analytics experience right across different industry sectors, talk about financial services, telco, retail, insurance, particularly for very many years. And today, I bring a number of my experience across the board in those industries to bear. And I want to spend a lot of that time to talk to our audience today about what is going on in the industries, particularly how businesses are using big data and analytics to enhance possibilities in their marketplace. And for those who are looking to begin a career in data science and data analytics, how can you tap into our experience as you take things forward from here? So here's what we're going to talk about today. First, I'm going to spend some time and talk to you about who we are as Pairview. What kind of expertise can you expect to leverage from our experience and our marketplace? I'm going to talk about big data and data science as a whole, what the job market looks like, and how you can get in and become a data scientist. We're also going to spend some time and talk about our job offer guarantee and what the next steps potentially could be. Now, first about Pairview. There are three strands of our business. The first is working with large corporations. Banking, we work with at least a couple of top two banks in the UK, very large banks indeed, who we provide advanced analytics capability for to support the work that they do. We are IBM partners and also partners with Microsoft, and we're working on building our partnership with SaaS over the next few weeks or months. So we're also a software company because we provide software to different companies. The second part of our business is training, helping people become data scientists, people who want to develop career in big data and data analytics. We provide all the training, expertise, we share experience, we allow you the opportunity to build your own experience based on the work that we are doing for clients. And on top of that, we are extending that out now to what we now call a job offer guarantee program. So you join the program and you are guaranteed to become a data scientist at the end of it, and also we guarantee that you will, that you get a job on the end of the program. But is this absolutely right for everyone? Let me make it clear for everyone who is listening today to my presentation. Everyone can't be a data scientist, otherwise who is going to be the doctor, right? Or who is going to build a bridge? So data science is not necessarily for everyone, but if it is for you, if you traditionally come from a numeric background, you like numbers, you're excited about problem solving, and you like the possibility that you can bring to organization, you like being heard, you like the ability to make a difference, those are the type of people I'm looking for. So if that is not you, you are not an ambitious individual, you're not keen on learning something new, please, it's a good time to stop this video right this very minute. But if you're ambitious, you're hungry for success, you're determined, you have very good academic qualifications, but you also want the job to match those qualifications, then you are definitely in the right place. So welcome on board. I'm looking for people who are determined, and those are the type of people we work with right across the continents of the world. Because of the nature of organizations we work with, There are certain type of attributes and behaviors and characteristics and level of intuition, level of cognitive ability that they want to bring to the table. So first and foremost, those are the tick boxes that you absolutely have to do to be able to come on this program. If you are that, that's all we need from you. What we will provide is knowledge and expertise at the very deepest level, right across the broad spectrum of organizational problems and challenges. You will be part of really exciting projects and problems. So talking about digital transformation, talking about customer behavior, talking about customer experience, growth and reducing cost to serve, all of those type of exciting things, you get the chance to play a big part in it. And at the end of it, you are guaranteed to get a job or money back on us. We are expert. There is absolutely no doubt. There is no need going anywhere else because the type of expertise that we provide to you is probably one of the very top in the world. So no matter where you turn, so whether it's any bank across the country, we're working with banks who have well over 15 million customers, thousands of branches across the UK. We're working with insurance companies. We're working with telcos. As a matter of fact, one of the biggest telcos in Europe is in our books. So these are the type of opportunities. Our job of our guarantees salaries in excess of up to £45,000. So let's get that clear. Now, let me introduce you to big data and analytics and what the data science environment and ecosystem looks like today. Before I do that, I'm going to talk about the balance between where you might be in your career right now listening to this presentation and where you could potentially be. What determines what a company is going to pay you or likely to pay you for the job that you do is largely dependent upon how likely you are to be replaced. So we come across very many people who are spending money on courses and training, certification, going from place to place, but unfortunately they are investing in career development, in career paths that are very highly redundancy prone. Now I can explain what that means. You see, when organizations are looking to grow, they're looking to expand, they're looking to become more competitive against their competitors in the marketplace, they create roles about the future, not about the past. They create roles which match their ambition. And if you are still in roles that don't quite match their ambition, the likelihood that you become redundant is very, very high. So when you're thinking about your career for the future, think about what are businesses likely to be thinking about? What are they likely to be doing over the next few years? What kind of projects are likely to feature on the table when they go to board meetings? What are they likely to be talking about? Now, if you find that you are applying for jobs and your CV is on job site a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, and the type of the rate at which you are getting calls, getting interviews, or being given a job is very sparring, is slow, you need to consider whether or not you are in the right path. One of the challenges a lot of people have also is not keeping pace with changing market condition. Those can hinder you quite significantly, or you are in an environment where the supply of candidates far outweighs the demand of industry. So you need to find that balance. And frankly, a lot of us rely very heavily on our university qualifications. And we expect that our career path will definitely follow our educational path. Is not necessarily true. Forbes recently found that 60% of graduates can't find work in their field. Okay, so for that reason, it's absolutely important that if you're going to be successful in your career, that you have to find what are industries doing today. Am I in a career path where the supply of candidates far outweighs the demand of industries? If you are there, the salaries companies are likely to pay you is likely to be much lower than you expect, and the rate at which you grow and you are rewarded for what you do is also not likely to be in your favor. So that's something you absolutely have to think about. Now, I've put a few charts here for you to look at, which allows you to compare between the last 10 years and today. Where is the market? Where is the industry? What does the future look like across key components of the marketplace? So an example is take accountancy overall. It's a fabulous qualification. Accounting is the bone and the brain of organizations, so it's great. But unfortunately today, for every one job that is advertised in this field, you have 7 applicants. So the chances of you being snapped up or pick up a job very quickly is likely to be less than job areas where you have 7 jobs per one applicant, which is the reverse of what we see in the accountancy market. And just looking at that chart there, you can see what the last 10 years is looks like. Of course, we know that the peak years for the likes of ACCA and CIMA was sometime in 2005. And there are more and more people qualifying every year and joining that marketplace. Contrary to that, have a look at the big data analytics marketplace. You can see where the trend is, and you can look all of these graph up. You can look them up in itjobswatch.co.uk, which basically aggregates jobs in this sector and trends them over time, so you can see whether you are in the right space or not. On the other hand, look at data science. This is a new area, it's a new marketplace. Organizations are realizing the value that data can add to their business, and suddenly everybody's looking for data scientists today. So if you haven't started thinking about becoming a data scientist, but you have the right background from mathematics or statistics or economics or engineering or even accounting, then you really need to start to think about that real quick. So this is where I'm going to spend a lot of time and talk about why data science is absolutely vital for organization, as it is. It also has to be vital for your own career planning. If you think you have the basics, you have the right background to become a data scientist. Let's take the last 2 years, for example. The rate at which organizations now collect data far outweighs the rate at which they collected data in the past 100 years. It's unbelievable. The rate of data coming into the system, think about the banks, think about insurance. In the last couple of years, at least, we're seeing insurance now fitting a little device in your car that basically tracks how you drive, how you turn, how you brake, and how you accelerate. And all that data is hitting their inboxes or hitting the telematics engine every second. Lots of terabytes of data coming through. That data is absolutely useless if it cannot help to transform the insurance industry, if it cannot translate into how your insurance premiums are priced or how your claims are dealt with, and so on and so forth. So organizations are collecting lots of data from Facebook, from Twitter, from Google searches, from your apps, from the way you use your apps on your phone, from the calls you make, geospatial data from right about everything you do today is really turning everything around, and data is being collected at speed. So all of this data is useless unless they can be turned into some strategic enablers for organizations. Data science works for just about every industry. So are you in pharmaceuticals? Are you in medicine? Are you in engineering? Data science works for just about everybody, because today, even in our homes, utility companies, digital channels, customer experience, marketing, fraud detection, energy, healthcare, right across everything, fraud detection, even terrorism detection. All of this, we're beginning to solve this type of problem using data. Even the research into the cause and the cure for cancer, data is helping us to push the boundaries in these areas. It's a very rewarding career indeed, and it cuts right across the board. So here's a list of key industry sectors, and here's just a few. The public sector, financial services, telcos, retail, and some of the major organizations. Just look on there, you will see some of the organizations that we're all probably aware of, even in the UK here, for example, of industries who are using big data and using data science, of course, indeed. There are a number of different things businesses can do with big data. Telcos and cable TV networks are using big data to reduce churn, especially those of you who have a terminal relationship with your insurance providers. Some of you are going to come to the end of your contract, and they want to know, what are the chances, what is the propensity that you are likely to renew your contract, or you're likely to renew your insurance, or you're likely to shop around, predict customer behavior, optimize pricing, and all of this. Recent research found that companies who are using big data and using analytics are outperforming others who don't by at least 250%. It's unbelievable. Companies are getting at least 250% return on investment from their big data and technology investment. For every pound you spend in big data and data analytics, companies are getting at least 13 pounds back or $13 back in that case. Now, there are lots of things that big data does for organization. And this is why the madness exists right now in the marketplace. As a matter of fact, any business that is not in data science today, or you are not thinking about investing in data science, in Hadoop and big data, you are going to be left behind. So the success of Amazon has been credited to big data and data science. The success of Netflix was also credited to big data and data science. Their ability to build a recommendation engine that tells you customers who bought this also bought that. That's a big and an exciting use case for big data. And everybody who has the background to do this, you've got the chance to get involved. Here are three very important areas of use cases. One of them is improving customer experience. Ask every CEO in the world today, what is your number one priority? And they will tell you to make customers happy. And if you want to become successful in any industry so that whenever you're looking for a job, you are a candidate or a viable candidate for just about every business, if you can solve problems relating to customer experience, customer journey, customer behavior, customer attrition, customer risk, all of those types of things, then of course you set yourself up for a very successful career. So finding growth opportunities for investment, for building volume, for building profitability, those are very good opportunities as well. Reducing costs and helping to tidy up back office processes, those are very exciting areas for big data. But how do you do this? Big data is really about opening up the tap within organizations so you can fetch as much data as you can, so you can collect data from just about everything. Data analytics and data science is your ability to stitch all that data together and start to make sense from it. So take an example of a business trying to understand why customers churn. The customer who cancels their mobile contract today didn't just make that decision today. There are signs and trails that they left behind. They may have Googled a better or cheaper contract. They may have called into the call center for their mobile provider and may have complained about something, but that complaint was never taken seriously. What big data and data science does is allows you to connect all of your data sources, create a sequence of events so you can understand in what order things happen, put everything into context so you can bring all the dimensions of the various data sources together. So by the time you pull all that data together, you'll be able to build great context around it, and gradually you are able to map and build customer journeys, which is very fabulous for organizations. We're seeing data analysts and data scientists saving organizations hundreds of millions of pounds a year, some of them running into $500 million for a very recent use case that we worked on for a major bank in Europe. There are different levels that you can go. So what I'm looking for today and what we're looking for in Pairview for every person that we have taken through this process has been successful. That's why we're offering job offer guarantee. Now, take a look at this slide. It basically builds a stack of the process for becoming a senior and very successful data analyst, or you want to call it data scientist, then great. The first part is understanding how to process big data. When I see data, what do I do with it? The next part is I'll be able to answer questions that data pose. So data is an asset, but if you don't use it, it's noise, all right? So you get all this data together, ability to structure it, create report, and create some intelligence out of it. On top of that, you'll be able to predict what a customer is likely to do based on what happened historically. On top of that, you want to create a recommendation engine or a prescription. What should we be doing based on everything that has happened and what we know is likely to happen? And then finally, ability to put all of that into context and be able to understand what decisions can I make, what would be the impact of that decision going forward. But to do all of that, you need a few tools. So, and these are some of the things that we bring to the table for you. So for those of you who are excited about the prospect of becoming a big data engineer or a big data architect or a data scientist, welcome on board. I'm really excited, that you are listening to this presentation and you are looking forward to taking these steps. What we do right across this spectrum is to teach you every single thing that you need to get started. No one classroom experience is going to make you a 100% analyst. It's a journey. So we want to get you started on that journey. So there are tools. I see a lot of people who go online, go to YouTube, you learn how to use Excel, or you learn how to use SAS, or you learn how to use R. Those are initial good steps. Or you go and watch a few free videos. Those are good steps. But the truth is, no one is prepared to hire you just because you learn how to use R from YouTube, or you watch a few videos, or you went to sit on a certification. At best, you will join the line for competing for graduate roles. And the chances that you get it is not down to the fact that you know how to use that tool. It's going to be down to the fact that you beat 1,000 other people who are struggling to join the graduate program. We bypass all of that protocol. And what we do is get you ready for the marketplace by providing every tool that you need to get you started, but also right on top of that, you join our consulting environment. So you join, you get the chance to work on some of the projects that we have and use cases that we have for banks, for insurance, for manufacturing, for retail. So you can jump straight out of our program and right into your next job. So let's get you started. And let's talk about the job market for data science. Now, recently I saw this publication on Financial Times, which estimate that a data scientist or a business analytics professional is beginning to pick up somewhere between 50 and 60,000 pounds per annum on average, which is about 38% higher than the average IT position. Harvard Business School did a recent survey to find out how easy is it to hire a data scientist. And one of the things they found is stark shocking. 4% of organizations thought that it was impossible to find a data scientist. Another 72% thought it was extremely difficult or very challenging. That's the market in which we play. So today we train a data scientist or a big data engineer, and before you know it, every organization wants to pick them up. And I want you to join that. I want you to join that team. Join the group that we are really excited about presenting to corporate partners, presenting to businesses, fully trained, fully capable, and ready to go. And there's never been a better time. Between now and the next 12 months, you're going to continue to see a growth in this industry, and it's projected that this is going to be the game changer for the next 10 years. All right, so don't be one of those who are late in the game. I invite you to get enrolling. Let's get you started straight away. The UK government estimates that big data market is worth about 217 billion to the UK economy. You can just type that in on Google. Hopefully the video is still there. 217 billion pounds to the UK economy by 2017. This is a big market. That's probably more than the GDP of 10 countries put together. It's exciting. It's extraordinary, but it's also set to grow. 56,000 big data and analytics jobs to be added to the UK economy every year to 2020. Those are very big deals, and we are really excited. This is a Gartner report which we pulled from IBM website. It estimates that there are 4.4 million data scientist jobs in the marketplace by the end of last year. And this number has gone even higher for 2016 and beyond. So what I'm asking us to do today is you can do your own research. Go into the marketplace. You can see articles that have been put there by Amazon, by the BBC, by a number of organizations who are calling data the new oil, and analytics and data science the refinery. You've got a chance to join. So of these 4.4 million data scientist jobs, only a third of those will be filled. So let's get on the marketplace. So this is the ecosystem of the job market. For some of you, data science may be a far cry to get started with. It requires a lot of advanced analytics, a lot of advanced science. Of course, we teach you and get you from the ground up and build you up from there. But the first step through the door is becoming an information analyst, someone who just collects data and presents information, and you can work through the ranks. So right on top of each of those fares, we've put an estimated salary that you can expect to earn as you join the program, and so on and so forth. All right, so I'm going to be bringing this to a close, and my colleague will take it from here and talk to you a little bit more about the data science market, the opportunity that is available in that space.
Okay, to move on to the second part of the presentation, this is a much shorter section than Frank's, but arguably it's more important, and I'll tell you why. Is because this is the icing on the cake. This is the achievement of the very thing you promised yourself and you started out believing that there was a decent job ready for you at the end. And I'm going to show you just how simple that can be, because we're going to support you every single step of the way. The only time we won't be there is during the interview in front of the decision makers and your future employers. But trust me, you'll do that just fine. So where could you be with analytics? Look at that slide talking about the big salaries, earning up to 45k or more a year, or if you're going to contract, be a contractor, and why shouldn't you be? It's up to you. Then 350 to 650 pounds a day. That strikes me as an extremely rewarding target. And do you know what? You can do it. You can do it because it's 2016. Analytics is the rising thing, and you can be on, for once, the crest of a wave. You can earn up to 38k a year within months of finishing your work with us. That can be 300 to 500 odd pounds a day within months, within 6 months, 9 months of finishing with us. Will you just stop and compare that to what you have achieved in your life so far? And I'm pretty certain it will compare favorably. But better than that, for once you can be an asset in a company, someone who's valued, who is starting to be indispensable because you are so useful. You're never going to be the fourth or fifth data scientist on the left as you go in. You're going to be, in my case, Peter Milmer. In your case, whoever you are, you're going to be very special, and you're going to be known in that company, valued, and your advice will be taken seriously by the main decision makers in the company. And when you go home at night and you think, what have I achieved today? For once, instead of counting NHS hospital beds or running an IT department or doing whatever you do, for once you'll be able to say to yourself, do you know what? I'm well paid. I've got secure employment, and I've done things today that everybody was interested in and listened to me. Why? Because do you know what? I've also learned to communicate. So this is the direction we're suggesting you go in. The job market, and I'll go through this really quickly. It doesn't matter what country you're in. In a way, it doesn't matter what century you're in. It certainly doesn't matter what sector or industry you're in. Once you understand and know what your personal objective is, then the rest suddenly becomes possible. It's not possible if your objective is to be a cardiovascular surgeon and you've got a degree in economics. Clearly that isn't going to work. But where you understand what you want to be and the qualifications that you then acquire stack up so beautifully, all you really have to worry about is that you're motivated, that there are not too many constraints in your private life, and that the experience you gain or have fits you for this role. And what I'm telling you this afternoon is the most important thing is to understand what direction you want to go in. And once you've decided that, and that's the purpose of joining Pairview, the rest is just like shelling peas. It's like peeling potatoes. You just get on and do it. The second stage is to build up your personal brand. And really what I mean by this is it's the impression you give when you talk to people or when they listen to you. It's what people say about you when you've left the room. And it's gathered from your CV. And when they meet you, it's gathered from you and only from what you say and how you come over. In other words, the impressions you give. And we will help you sell yourself well. We will help you with a good CV, a winning CV, and we will show you and train you and practice to come over the best version of yourself in the toughest of interviews. So we're anticipating that you'll only need 1 or 2, and at the very most and very rarely 3 interviews. So prepared you'll be because you've got the training, you've got the interview training, you've got the technical training, you've got the CV, and more than anything, you've got the confidence and the articulate vocabulary that goes with it to win over future employers and nail down those jobs. And that's where we're going to be, right in the job market, in the heart of FTSE 100 companies, or just smaller companies that have brands that people around the world would die for, like the best brand you can think of in fashion or manufacturing and all the other things we'll talk about in a minute. So what you need right at the end is a good sales pitch so that within 5-10 minutes in everyone's head, you've landed the job. They want you, they like the sound of you, and they want to work with you because you excite them, and because when they listen to you, they get excited themselves about the future possibilities. That is you in 6 months, 7 months time. That is you and every one of you. So high-end brands of every kind, financial services, banks, insurance companies, assurance companies who deal with pensions. The UK economy, 10% of it comes from the City of London, the stock exchange type thing, and financial services, 10%. So the opportunities in the 5th biggest economy on the planet are just amazing. So you want to be in manufacturing, you want to see things that the company makes or produces, fine, go into aerospace, go into engineering. Retail, very high-end retail outfits, or just normal Tesco's and Sainsbury's, fine. Charities or third sector or not-for-profit. Do you want to work with animals? Do you want to work with elderly people? Do you want to help Oxfam out? I'm telling you, it's all possible. There aren't any of these charities any longer that don't have analytics becoming already at the heart of what they do. Consumables such as Coca-Cola or anything else you can possibly think of. Government departments, Department of Work and Pensions, the Home Office, the Department of Education and Science, the Ministry of Defence. Do I need to go on? There are so many opportunities. Airlines, hospitality, we could talk about it all day. The way this works for you is we fast track you in an in-depth training specific to industry and the kind of role you're going to take. Then we give you, train you, expose you to the right work experience that means you can solve not only the most popular, the most critically important business problems. And do you know what that means? That means that not only can you do it, but when you get in front of an employer, you can talk confidently about it. And that's the language they want to hear. That's the only thing they want to hear. They need to like you too, but they will because you're going to smile because you're confident for once. The commercial soft skills that market you personally and produce the best version of yourself during an interview is exactly what we'll train you and prepare you to do. We will connect you, put you in front of, if you want it said more plainly, of decision makers in the most important businesses and the most progressive industries. And then Can you believe this? We will guarantee you a decent job and salary. What that means is a good level of remuneration with a company that you can be proud of. And then to make sure it all goes well, to make sure that your first month or so is successful, we will support you all the way through that first month to whatever level you require. So we have a staircase. We're going to equip, or you're going to equip yourself with the skills that you need. You're going to make yourself competent with the experience that we give you and expose you to, so that you can market yourself with the technical and commercial and personal hard and soft skills that is the package of success you can present in front of any company. So if you invest in yourself, you can do that with the peace of mind that at the end of it, you will get a good, decent job of the kind you've probably never had before in your life. And as part of that investment, it's paid upon your job offer, giving you the confidence and the comfort that funding the program is all very secure. So that's part of your investment you can pay during the program, right at the end of the program. In fact, when you do get a job offer from a company that everyone's heard of in a location that's reasonably suitable for you. So from just £4,000 plus VAT, for that kind of investment, before and during the training, as I've just mentioned, you will get all this back within 1 or 2 months of working in the job. Don't believe Frank and don't believe me. Go on Google and put in data science jobs at Favour, or go in and put business analytics jobs at BAE Systems or Rolls-Royce, or Oxfam, as I've said, or Tesco, or Sky, or BA. Fill your boots, as we used to say in the army. Look to your heart's content at the jobs that are being offered, but you will see against that salary and that good job offer is a strict requirement of skills and capabilities. That is what you will get from us. And you can finance all this for £300 a month in a flexible plan, or even if you go to one of our third-party credit agreements, you can do it all for as little as £120 a month, which I suggest there can't be many people who, for such an important thing, wouldn't somehow be able to afford. £120 a month is very affordable and is startlingly good when you think of all the good things you're going to get out of this for the rest of your lives. So let's kickstart your application. When you express interest to us, you'll have a career view and a pre-qualifying discussion. That's for your protection as well as ours. We cannot hope to take on everyone who asks, because we need good people and capable people coming out of the process. Not everyone can do it, and we need to make sure that we're being fair to you and ourselves. Once you've got through that, and it shouldn't be a problem for most of you, we'll go for the pre-assessment registration, where we pick up more details about you and we start to learn more about you as people. And then we need to put you through a psychometric test just to show most people get through this happily. It's not anything to worry about, but we do need to know that you have the mindset and the mentality to be successful with analytics. Then we get on and carry on and achieve the training and the accreditation that you've heard about and read about. Then we'll give you the practical experience that will be the very stuff of the interview and what you talk about during the interview. That is when people will stare at you and privately decide that they're going to offer you the job, because you have the practical experience and you know how to cure their problems from day one. So we'll present you to the hiring partners, and we're building up so many of them in every sector. And then we'll make sure you get through that interview with the coaching. And let's be clear, not everyone can guarantee a perfect performance every time. So if something goes wrong in the interview, if for some odd reason they don't like you and you don't like them, what if you turn up 10 minutes late? What if you've got a cold? What if you get cramped during it? Do you know, there's so many things that can go wrong. Let's just not worry about that. And we set you up a second and a third interview if necessary. And we just think that's a good practice session. You're going to get the next one, and you will. So everything does not hang on that one interview. We will give you plenty of opportunities in case anything doesn't go quite as well as you would wish it to on the day. That just remains for you to pick up the phone and dial 0800 907 8235, and you will find you're talking to a career consultant who completely understands the journey you are contemplating, has watched and known personally hundreds of people who have made similar journeys and are now 5 and 6 years into their careers, earning loads of money, 6 figures, some of them. Just look at the salaries and judge for yourself on Google. They're mostly very happy. They're mostly very fulfilled. And hardly any of them would say, I wish I was back in my old job. With my degree in economics or my master's in maths, and I'm working for Tesco on the deli counter. No one ever wants those old days back because they want to look forward. Ring 0800 907 8235 and do it now.